Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. We're with Pat Fruin of Flingers Pizza Pub in Bloomington, Illinois. Pat, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's good to be with you.
That's great. So Pat, what's been going on with your restaurant? Tell everybody real quick kind of where you're at in the country, because I think it's pretty pivotal that you're kind of in the middle of the country.
Yep. So I'm in Illinois, mid-state, 2 hours south of Chicago. And if you're keeping up on the news, you know Chicago's kind of got a bit of a mess, but downstate, you know, it hasn't been too bad. And then by governor's order on March 17th, which was St. Patrick's Day, they shut down dine-in, and then we went to shelter in place on the 21st. So we've been shelter in place since the 21st, which means we're pickup and delivery only since that time.
Wow. And your spot, you've got a lot of dine-in seating, don't you?
We do.
How much dine-in seating do you have?
If you count the beer garden, 165 seats.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So that was a huge change of pace. What kind of initial steps did you take in the beginning when you first went to shelter in place?
Well, some of it was learn on the fly. We do have a drive-through pickup window, which makes it a lot easier because people don't even have to get out of their cars, come in the restaurant.
For sure.
So we were kind of well set up in that regard. But we've learned a lot of problems. You know, we're learning from some of our mistakes, you know, over these past 3 or 4 weeks. You know, for example, the first night, the first Friday night, we just kept our online ordering system on. And normally if we have like 4 or 5 cars in the pickup line, you know, we're in kind of trouble of getting at a log jam because our pickup line runs through our parking lot. So the last thing we want is a huge log jam in our parking lot. So 4 or 5 cars on a normal Friday, you know, we'd be in a little bit of trouble. And we probably had 50 to 60 cars lined up on that first Friday. It was so bad the police showed up to direct traffic because it was a mess. So we learned really quick we need to choke our online ordering system down and make sure we're not taking on too much volume because at the end of the day, there's no point in taking on this volume if you can't, you know, legitimately fill up the orders.
Right.
So we're just having to choke our business down on Fridays, and really that's the big change we've had to make.
Just to Fridays, but through the week, everything is kind of not been...
everything's fine. Saturday we kind of play it by ear, and if it gets too hairy, we choke it down.
Now, are you shutting down third party as well?
I've never done third party.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you guys do your own delivery? So
we do our own delivery. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's great.
I'm not a big believer in third party just because it's great for some businesses. It's just not a good fit for ours. We've already got the delivery infrastructure in place. And they do take, I think, 10 or 15% for third party delivery. So it's expensive.
Yeah. So transitioning to this, it seems to be, it was a little easier for you than maybe some other operators to kind of get into the flow of this. Now that, you know, you've been doing it for over a month, kind of has it streamlined a little bit for you guys?
Yeah, no, it really has. And another change we had to adapt to, and it was fairly easy, is the local municipality here allowed us to sell and deliver alcohol. So we can now deliver alcohol and do it for pickup orders. So we're selling a lot of growlers. We have 28 beers on tap. So, you know, we had all this inventory sitting around. Fortunately the city's letting us sell it. Not just us, everybody in the community is able to sell or deliver alcohol right now.
So were the growlers something you already had, or is that brand new to your restaurant?
That's brand new. Yep. So a local beer company helped us get set up with, the operation, how to fill a growler properly, and then got us the growlers. There's been a run on a lot of supplies. I'm sure you guys have seen it. You know, obviously sanitizer, disinfectant's hard to find. Chest freezers are impossible to find right now.
Right.
But growlers, there's been a run on growlers. So growlers are tough to find right now. So we're trying to do what we can. You know, we're going through about 100 growlers a week. We're trying to do what we can to get plenty of growlers in stock.
Yeah. And you guys, I mean, you're doing a lot of volume through your business. Are you still able to do a somewhat volume out of your pickup window and delivery?
Yeah, so obviously that's picked way up. Before this started, we were about 55% dine-in. So, you know, obviously we lost that portion of our sales, but we've seen a good uptick in delivery and a huge uptick in pickup.
Well, that's great. It seems like you've been able to shift pretty well. How has this impacted your employees?
So right off the bat, obviously our front of the house staff, we kind of had to lay off temporarily. Fortunately, we were able to get them back on a week ago today. We got the Paycheck Protection Act that's helping with that. So now we got all our staff back on. But yeah, from about March 17th to last Monday, we were probably 60% of our staff was on payroll, and 40%, was trying to get unemployment. Some had luck getting it, and it's just tough to get unemployment right now because you can't get through on the phones, you can't get through online.
So are you still operating with a full menu? Your whole full menu you had before the shutdown?
Yep, full menu.
Oh wow! Now, did I see that you brought in some special things for the shutdown, or that you're running kind of these specials? I saw something about a tiny bomb, or
okay, so yeah, so our best-selling appetizer is a tiny bomb. We call it tiny bomb.
Explain to everybody what a tiny bomb is.
It's a kind of like a Detroit style pizza. It's cooked in the pan. It's got a big buttery crust. We don't put any sauce on it though. We serve sauce on the side. It's kind of like a cheesy garlic bread.
Oh,
so, forever we just sold them the same size as a pizza, 12-inch and a 14-inch. And, we sold a good amount of those. And then finally we just decided to make it an appetizer too. We call it the tiny bomb because the larger versions are the cheese bomb. And we sell more tiny bombs than any of our other appetizers. So Monday through Thursday, if you buy a growler, we give you a free tiny bomb. And that's been a huge hit for us.
Now, has your sales menu mix kind of changed drastically going, shifting to all this carry out and delivery only? Has it shifted with what menu items are hot and how you're having to order and change things around?
Yeah, yes and no. Not necessarily from a food perspective, definitely from a packaging perspective. It's kind of nice when you're working ovens right now. In the past, you had to think, okay, this is a dine-in order, put it on a tray. This is a delivery order, put it in a box. Now everything just gets packaged. So it makes the work in the ovens a lot easier. Yeah, it does. So obviously we're having to buy a lot more packaging. But other than that, no, our product mix is pretty much the same. Obviously a lot more 2 liters now, because delivery and carry out. But other than that, no, it's pretty much the same product mix that we had before.
What kind of procedures do you have in your delivery now? Is it a sit it on the front porch and walk away contactless? How's that working?
Yep, no, that's working great. And actually, Hunger Rush, who we use for our online ordering, made some nice modifications to kind of streamline that. Customers can just check a box that says, I want my food left at the door, and they can leave tips through the online ordering system. So yeah, we just kind of set the food down, step back, make sure they receive the food, and we're good to go. Now, obviously, if we're delivering alcohol, we have to confirm that it's somebody that's 21.
Right.
But other than that,
they're not 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you gone cash? I've heard a lot about people going cashless just to limit, the hand-to-hand interactions. Have you gone cashless?
We are still taking cash. However, we're encouraging orders to pay by credit card or gift card. So pretty much all our deliveries are credit card. We are seeing some cash come through the drive-through, but we're wearing gloves and, swapping that out with each transaction and trying to be safe with, how we're managing cash.
Yeah, absolutely.
So have you guys, I don't know, each state is different as far as how they're opening the procedures. Have you guys heard anything of like what you'll have to do when your state does open for dining?
So they just pushed it back to May 30th. So I don't really know what's going to happen after that. Yeah. Before this all started, I think for the week before the dining got shut down, we started taking some measures ourselves, and we took out some tables. Some of the tables in our restaurant are a little tighter than others. So we kind of took out some of these tighter tables just to kind of keep people a little further apart. So I'm sure moving forward, we'll have to do that. So they'll somehow limit our capacity, which is fine.
Yeah. Now, have you started doing, any preliminary strategies on how you're going to attack, such a large dining room and having the physical distancing?
No, not really. To be honest, fortunately, our dining room is fairly large and spread out. There's really only, 3 or 4 or 5 tables that we had to eliminate. So no, I'm kind of looking just to cross that bridge once we figure out from the state what dining's going to look like when it resumes. And I don't know, maybe it won't even resume in June. It's kind of hard to say.
Right. Just taking a day at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You've been in, how long have you been in business there at Flingers?
Since 2006.
So, I mean, you are a veteran. A lot of people, you hear about what's happening with the restaurant industry and how some are struggling, some are succeeding. Where are you in with that, and kind of what was your mindset with this shutdown?
Gosh, I honestly probably haven't thought about that too much, because you just kind of deal with the problem you have.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's really no point in thinking about what if, or you just go with it. But it is weird to see, I hate to use the word grateful, but we moved locations in 2015. And if this happened in 2015, it would have been really difficult for us to deal with that. So I do feel for a lot of restaurants, because this is impacting everybody, but everybody to different degrees.
Right.
And for a lot of people, unfortunately, I think this will be the nail in the coffin. And you see it even with large, well-capitalized chains. We got a brand new Logan's right up the street from us, which is a national chain. And I'm not sure if you saw on the news, but they declared bankruptcy and I think laid off 18,000 employees nationwide. So, it's not just the mom and pops that are going to have a hard time dealing with this. If you're a breakfast joint, breakfast doesn't hold up super well for delivery or carry out. So that's a hurdle for them. And fortunately, pizza is kind of set up for carry out and delivery. You can throw a pizza in a box and it'll be fine for 20, 30 minutes. Same thing with sandwiches and stuff like that. But, burgers and fries, not the same way. You can't just throw burgers and fries and eat them 30 minutes later and, it doesn't taste the same. So the pizza industry, I think, is fairly well set up for this. And, we've tried to do what we can to adapt.
Yeah. No matter what, people are going to come by and get that pizza at least once a week for the family. So,
yeah.
I'm still doing that just as,
maybe
just personally, I'm still doing that.
It's like twice a week now. It's like,
yeah. It's really interesting. I'd love to see some data on this. I don't know if other communities are doing this, but somebody set up a Facebook page here in Bloomington, and over 10,000 people have joined it. And we're in a town of 60,000 that's with college students. So, 1 in 6 members of the community are on this page, but it's just people talking about local restaurants, talking about what they ordered, showing pictures of what they ordered. And I think that's really driving a lot of business in town, because people are wanting to show that they're supporting local.
Right.
So I'm very grateful that that person set up that page, because I think it's done a great thing for the restaurants in the community.
Yeah. And
it's given a lot of people.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's given a lot of restaurants in town exposure that people otherwise would have never heard of.
Yeah, because there's no guide out there right now of like who's open, who's not, what hours, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's really beneficial.
Yeah, I've seen where a lot of different community organizations have, posted those lists and have the bingo cards on, who to go visit and things. But you've always been very community driven, always, had that deep impact in the community. How has that been able to help going into this, and how do you think that you're going to be able to, thank those customers for that?
Yeah, I think everybody handles that differently. Personally, even in my personal life, with donations and volunteerism, we try not to, like, if you look through our social media, we really don't incorporate social media and marketing with donations. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with businesses that do that. But yeah, when we do our donations, we kind of just do it privately. And we do a lot. We, in the pizza business, you got a lot of donation requests, and we just fulfill, every one of them rather than pick and choose a few and really hit them hard. But yeah, we've always kind of kept that private. So we're not really doing anything publicly as far as what we're doing some donations, but yeah, we're certainly doing those privately. Matter of fact, today we're starting an initiative with healthcare workers where they're coming in and getting lunch for free. And actually that's incorporated through Country Insurance. Country Insurance is helping us run that program. So that'll actually kick off here at 10:30 is when we're posting that. So
yeah,
it'll be a busy lunch for us today.
I noticed you guys had a pretty killer lunch special. Do you guys still have that lunch special? Or do you still honor those kind of specials through this time right now?
So we stopped doing pizza by the slice just because before, our pizza by the slice prices were super aggressive, and I didn't want our drive-through to get flooded with, $4 or $5 orders.
Sure.
So yeah, we stopped doing pizza by the slice for now. And plus we're right by Country Company's headquarters. So under normal circumstances, our lunch was kind of like their cafeteria to an extent. So without them being at work, we just don't have the professional traffic in the
Gotcha.
near area. Yeah.
Now, how have you been able to kind of market and, get people in the door? I saw you do a free pizza Fridays. Can you tell us just a little bit about what you got going on? Because you've always been a really smart marketing guy as far as what you're doing to get people in and get people excited about your brand.
Yeah. Well, I got to give credit to my marketing director, Josh. I kind of just hired the right guy and get out of the way. He's really great with the graphics and with the marketing. But what we do is every Friday we ask a trivia question that only we would know the answer to. So normally we do something around the restaurant, like how much did we buy in cheese this week or something like that. Last week I exploited my dog and we said, how much does my dog weigh? But nobody would know that, of course, other than me. So we have like 800 or 900 people guess on these contests, and it's, it's just for a free pizza. But we put up this little leaderboard, and I know people are so competitive and they just want to be on that leaderboard. And we get those comments all the time. Like, I didn't win, but I was on the leaderboard. So yeah, we have fun with that. Every Thursday we post it, and then we announce it Friday at noon.
That's
so
fantastic.
That gets a lot of participation.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had a marketing specialist or in-house or how you did that, because all your marketing is really tight, real put together, really consistent. So yeah, I was wondering if you had somebody in-house doing that. Is it just one person doing that, or you have a team?
He's actually not in-house. He's kind of a third-party agency who we contract with. He was one person for 10, we've been working with him for 8 or 9 years.
Oh, wow.
He was one person, and now he's starting to hire staff because his business is starting to grow, and he's got a few other clients in town, a jewelry store and a toy shop. And so, yeah, his business is starting to grow too, but he does a great job.
That's awesome.
And I would encourage any restaurant or pizzeria, either if you don't know how to utilize social media, which is in my case, or if you just don't have the time, because it is a lot of time, to manage social media. And again, that's the case for me. So yeah, if you don't have the time or you don't have the knowledge, just find somebody that does.
Yeah, for most operators who don't have that, that's usually the last thing on their list to get done.
And it should be the first.
Right.
Especially during this time where everybody's home and looking at their phones or their computers right now.
Yeah.
So, that you guys are getting through this pretty well, it sounds like. What kind of advice do you have for other operators on kind of what you've learned in this process and kind of, kind of tools of the trade?
Well, you certainly got to adapt. That's the big thing, is figure out what you're able to do and do it well. So if that's carry out and delivery, figure out how you can utilize that. If you're using third party, maybe now's the time to look at doing in-house delivery. Take advantage of your slow days. Like I said, Monday through Thursday, a little bit slower for us. So we put out that tiny bomb and a growler deal, and that's really helped drive traffic Monday through Thursday. And the big thing, at least for us, just because it's abnormal circumstances, we're in the middle of a pandemic, I don't want that to excuse bad service, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want somebody waiting, 10, 15 minutes past their pickup time and they get a cold pizza because we're too busy. So that's why we're choking down our ordering on Friday, because I want to make sure that the people that do get through to our phones or through to our online ordering system get the same product that they would have gotten, 2 months ago. So, I certainly don't want to use the situation as a crux for bad service.
Right.
So, and if that means limiting the volume you're taking on, then, so be it.
Yeah. Wow. Now, is there anything that kind of you've instituted during this crisis that you're thinking, well, I may, extend this into, whatever the new normal is down the road? Is there anything that you've looked at that you've succeeded really well at that you want to take into the future?
I would love to do beer delivery. Keep doing that. And it's actually mostly beer pickup. But no, the city will shut that down, I'm sure, once we get through this. So other than that, we have reduced our hours. So we used to be open until 3 a.m. on the weekends just for delivery. We would close the restaurant, at like say 11 or midnight, depending on the night. And then we'd run delivery, all night. We're in a college town. So, a lot of people are up eating late. And we moved the locations in 2013. So in 2013, we were in a bar district. And so we got a lot of late night delivery after that, because I think people, we didn't really have to advertise to college students because they saw our business. They were there getting pizza by the slice at midnight, and then they went home and, a lot of times ordered food for delivery. Our delivery business, that was the one component of our business. We almost doubled our sales on the move from the old location to the new location. But the one aspect of our business that suffered was late night delivery, after midnight delivery. And that's never really taken back off for us. So during this time, with the students obviously out of session, we just reduced our hours back. And I don't know, we might not go back to those late night hours, especially if the students aren't in session.
What time are you delivering to right now?
11 and 12, 11 Sunday through Thursday, and then midnight Friday and Saturday. So still fairly late.
Yeah,
that's, I guess.
Fairly late for right now.
I think the restaurants around here, I haven't seen one delivering past like 9 p.m.
9 or 10,
as far as independents go. I haven't seen them deliver very late at all. Well, this has been a great conversation.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want to, give a shout out to other operators about, or kind of, about what's going on with this crisis?
No, just keep at it. I always try to look at things like it could always be worse. So if you think, your business is in a bad situation, just know that somebody's always got it worse, and keep plugging away and doing the best you can and try to get through this. I've always thought, take care of your staff, take care of your customers, and they'll take care of you. So I think we're definitely in that situation here. We got great customers that are supporting us and great staff that works hard. So, I'm grateful for both of them.
All right. Pat, thanks for your time today.
Yeah,
good luck
thank you.
with everything. And we'd definitely like to get up there and see you pretty soon when we can.
Yeah.
You're definitely been on our list. We want to get up there. So, all right. Well, continue to rock it out, and we'll
best of luck.
See you when all this is over.
Thanks.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See ya. Yep. Bye-bye.